All right, hello everyone. Welcome to our launch night. Woo! Yeah. All right, welcome to our 2024 semester one launch night. I'm so happy that all of you came. Oh my gosh, this is an amazing turnout. I'm so excited. I will be your presidential host, Adi, and tonight I'll be guiding you through what we're doing. I'll also let you listen up if you're new or unaware of our club structure. But I mean, if you're a previous member or you just kind of are zoning out, then you can just keep on playing your games. Just don't make it too loud. All right? Sweet? Sweet. So, first of all, what is the GDG? So, the GDG is a club dedicated to all things game dev, right? We were founded in 2017 with a core drive of teaching and making games. And we try to be involved in many aspects of it. So in 2017 and our early years, we used to do much more smaller weekly workshops and a few projects a year, which would be year long. But as we've gone on, we have kind of consolidated into more workshops every now and then, a game jam that we try to host every semester, and just making a rich collection of all these games that you're playing made by all of our members. We kind of have two kind of mottos. So the first one is dream, learn, create. So as you know, making a game, it requires a lot of ideation and willingness to learn in order to create what you want to. So we try to give you all the resources that you want to actually learn how to make a game. Or at least we try to. And then we give you some themes and ideas and kernels of ideation to brainstorm from and to actually make a game. We do ask for your, determination, dedication, and personal drive. So making a game, it is ultimately something that I cannot push you to do all the time. It is something that requires your guys' own dedication to do. But I mean, it's not as big and hard as you might think. And of course, our club, as you might see tonight, is all about meeting, sharing, and playing. So games are a social activity. I know we're all introverts and we are scared of people, but we do share the games that we are playing and making. So, we try to form teams. We try to say hi to each other and share all of our skills. And can someone please open the door? Sorry. We try to form teams. We try to we try to meet fellow devs. We try to share resources with each other, show off our work, and just generally let everyone else enjoy all the games that we're making, right? So, never feel shy to say hi to someone next to you. We are a very, very friendly and inclusive space. So you want to make sure that you guys all feel safe to, explore your own game dev journey and just have a nice place to hang out and make games in. So, how to game dev? Games do have a lot of moving parts, and as you might see, these are some ways that people might think of how games work, So it often feels like you're going through this really tough development mess, kind of unlocking a skill tree without any prior knowledge. With ideation, team formation, production, asset creation, scope creep, bugs, assembly, playtesting, publishing, marketing, and releasing. It can feel there's a lot when it comes to making a game, and it feels really overwhelming. So it might be helpful then to think of game dev and a few core elements. But even then, there are so many things that go into game dev that, again, even thinking of it this, where you might divide it into the more technical aspects of game dev, the more creative aspects, or even the social aspects of game dev, it can still feel a bit overwhelming. But our club, we try to consolidate all those skills into 5 different core elements. So they are, as you can see, music and SFX, so anything related to making music and making sound effects for your games. They are writing and narration, so storycraft, writing dialogue, writing actual scripts, writing lore, whatever you have you. Art, VFX, and ideation, whether that's making pixel art, 2D art, 3D art, any kind of art. Even just the visual effects of a game, or the shaders, and even just thinking of ideas creatively, that goes into there. We have coding and engine use, so I know that a lot of you are comp sci students or within that realm. So of course, this is going to be more of your niche, your kind of cornerstone. So this is obviously anything related to making the game's code, using the engine of your choice, whether it's Godot, Unity, Unreal, Game Maker, RPG Maker, Scratch, Roblox, Minecraft data packs. There's a shit ton, right? yeah, that's more of your forte. And of course, at the last, we have game design and playtesting. So that's more like, like actually trying to conceive like the mechanics and the level design that you want for your game. Try to think of like the direction that you want for your game, so like you can kind of come towards like all these kind of games here. And of course, like, playtesting and figuring out all the bugs of your game so you can fix it and it's not like a horrible mess when it comes out. So yeah. I consider these as like the most important elements when it comes to making a game, especially since there are a lot of resources for each of these individual aspects. And of course, I'd assume like most of you probably have like some sort of skill in like one or more of these aspects. And even if you don't, that's fine. Like, we are here to like try and teach you and give you guys resources to like explore that. Like, these are the most like common specialties for like finding tutorials and just like forming teams around. Anyways, like, thankfully, like, our club, we are trying not to make like anything big. So I'm sorry, if you ever wanted to make the next like Elden Rings, you're not gonna do it here. We try to like make more small scale games because like that is kind of what's more realistic for like people of our skill level, and of course like our like availability when it comes to like having uni time, and just in general like what we know. Of course, you are always free to like try and make like your own big projects, but we do encourage you to try making smaller projects, especially when you are like making games for your first of a time. These are all like quite small projects. Some of them were made in 48 hours. Some of them were made like during our like month or 2 month long game jams. Up to you. Like, you don't have to have all these skills to like make a game. You can just have like a few of them, and of course like just not know the rest, and you'll be fine. Like, you only need like a few of the skills per team. Like, I feel like coding is probably the most important for making a game, but like of course you probably want some visuals, or you can focus on music, or maybe like having a really good like well-written game. Up to you. So, and also like you might like find that you actually do have some skills and you actually want to specialize or just like kind of explore your options. So you might like find a few intersections between like the skills that you have. So the icon in the middle actually represents shaders. So, if you're an artist and you are a coder, you can try fusing that together to make some shaders, whatever have you. Like I said, our team is a social club. Like, we're not going to force you to like become like extroverts or anything, but we do encourage teamwork. So whenever you're making a game, it's always nice to think of like how you might coordinate in a team, especially like doing your game jam games and whatever have you. And yeah, like game dev is becoming way more accessible throughout the years. Like, I remember when I joined this club, the only free like tools were just Unity and Unreal. I mean, Godot was there, but it wasn't great. And now there are so many tutorials for like Godot, and I love Godot, but also like Unity and like Unreal and whatever engine have you, and also just making pixel art and literally everything and everything. So yeah, never fret about making a game. In fact, I do have some examples. So this is a game called Food Night. It was made by one of our artists, including and some of our other execs back then. I think it's just like a platformer, right? Yeah, it's just like a pretty simple platformer where you like try to collect. I think you try to kill some food and just like try to survive through the levels. It's really tough, but you can see like here the main focus was really just like having good art and like having good gameplay, and like of course like incorporating some coding and like mechanics. Like, you didn't really need to worry about like the writing of it or the game design too much, or the music at all. Like, it's more just like a way to express your art and your coding. This game is something I like that I made called Parenting 101. The basic gist is you literally just shoot babies to make them grow up. Beautiful premise, right? And yeah, it was a very simple game, but we tried to focus on making something that's a bit more comedic to cover up the fact that we didn't actually have too many skills. So I was one of the artists, it was like another artist, and we only had one coder. So we tried to make it a simple game, but at the same time try to like have some nice art and some like good, fun, engaging gameplay. So like, you go around shooting babies to make them grow up, and like every time they grow up, they start moving around the room randomly, and they request different things, so they're always crying and making you go insane. So it's a fun game, it's pretty funny, and it focused more on like the art and coding and hilarity of it. And yeah, this is a final example. So, if some of you guys aren't coders and yet still want to make a game, there are visual novels out there. There are like more text-based or dialogue or like visual heavy games. For example, this is one from the same game jam. It's called Good Flower. Basically, I think they just try to make everything in ASCII, so they just use like a generator. But like most of their team was just musicians and writers. So they focus on having like this really creepy, good like sound design, but also just like having this like sort of withering, like scary, but like also like enticing, like narrative style. So you like go through like pages and pages of like dialogue, and it's really good. So yeah, if you ever feel like you need to have all the skills to make a game, you don't. You work with what you got, and if you don't know something, then you can always find it online, or just come to our tutorials. And yeah, if you want to play more of our games as you are now, at your own like pace, or just, you know, want to post it there, we do have an itch page, which is where we publish all our games. You can scan it there on the QR code. It's also on our Linktree, which many of you would know about. And yeah, this is like all the games that we made. It's probably like 20, 30, some of them are unlisted, but you know, we try to make a lot of games, and every year it's always so cool to see what people are brewing up. And yeah, of course, also join our Discord if you ever want to like chat with fellow devs, if you like have a few questions, if you want to form a team for a game, if you want to show off your work and like let everyone be like, oh my god, that's such good art, oh my gosh, or just keep up to date with like our events, you can go on there. It's also on our Linktree, but of course you can scan that as well. And you know, it's a great place to hang out if you aren't able to come to our in-person meets, or you just want to keep tabs with what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, so this is our timeline. This is what's going to be kind of roughly happening this semester, although it is a bit subject to change depending on how we are available. So of course, this is week 2. You are in our launch night. And we try to meet up every Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. At this exact spot. So you know, you get to have all these computers to like do whatever you want in it. Next week, we are going to be starting our jam, which I'll get to in a little bit. And then in week 4 and week 5, we are going to be doing a few tutorials for you guys, which I'll also get to in a bit. Week 6, week 7, we'll also continue with the tutorials, and also just have like general chill sessions, so you can come on in and just like work on the game. If you have any questions, you can come in and like, you know, ask us that. And then in the end of, like, in the start of week 8, we are going to be doing our showcase night, where you get to actually show off the games you have made during our game jam, or just any projects you've been working on. And yeah, week 9, week 10, we don't really have anything planned, but between like all of that, we do have a few conventions that we're going to be showing off at. If you guys know Overload, which is like a massive like anime and like arts convention, we managed to get a stall there. So we are going to be showing off some games there. It's going to be really great. If you want to show off your games there, come along to that, or just ask us if you want to showcase it. That's happening in the week 7, week 8 weekend. And also like after the semester ends, or like when the semester ends, before exams and after exams, we are going to have Armageddon Expo, so you can also potentially show off a game there if we manage to get a booth, and also like Indie Game Showcase. We'll see. Then there's also like Kiwi Jam, so it's going to be like one of the big events that I'll get to in a little bit. So yeah, there's a general structure. We also try to just have like chill meetups during the actual semester break, some gaming nights, or just like, you know, let you guys exist. Yeah. And yeah, so this is kind of a very, very rough overview of what the tutorials might be like. So week 4, which is the week after the GDG Jam starts, so that's in 2 weeks, we're going to be having our Unity Beginners engine tutorial. So if you've never used Unity, but you want to use Unity, you can come along to that. Our teacher Ben will be like showing you guys how to make a very quick game in that, so you can get like a vibe of what the engine's like. In week 5, I will be doing a pixel art tutorial, so it's more like a general basis on like, if you want to like learn how to do a bit of pixel art, or just like get some tips on it, come along to that. I'll be teaching you guys like the ins and outs of that. And in week 6, which is after the break, we're going to be doing a video game music basics like tutorial. So it's going to be going over like the rough basics of like how to integrate video game music into a video game, and also like the sort of like structuring you might want for that. And like I think we're going to have a sort of follow-up tutorial either week 7 or like next semester, where you get to actually make music if you'd like. So yeah, hope you're excited for that. And yeah, aside from that, we do try to like provide you guys tutorials and resources. Outside of that, we obviously have our recordings on our YouTube, which I don't really have a QR code for, but it is on the Linktree. So you can always go to that, backtrack on what tutorials we've had. We also have a Google Drive, which is also on the Linktree. So you can like find all our slide notes, so you can like see what we've been up to, and if you want like any assistance on that. Yeah. So, our GDG Jam. That is the biggest event that we try to do every semester. It's pretty exciting. We're always hyped for it. The vibe is basically we try to give you 2 months to make a game from scratch. Bit daunting, but as I said before, you don't really need to be a skilled person to do this. You can be total beginner. In fact, most of these games you guys are playing are made by beginners, or just like people who are like slowly getting into game dev. We try to do it over like 2 months. Our like actual jam opening night, we will be telling you the structure and the suggested timeline for like how you should develop a game. We're gonna like let you guys form teams with each other and like, you know, form teams based on your skill set. So you might like want to find some artists, coders, musicians, writers, whatever's available. We try to make a team. You get a theme, so you can actually make a game based on that. So last semester, our theme was Fable. So you have to try making a game based on that word, whatever it means to you guys. And then you propose your idea to try and get more like teammates and members. Also just so like we can know like what you are brewing up. And then after that, you get to like go free and make some games. So yeah, it's open to like all skill levels. We highly encourage you guys to come to that because that is our main like game dev thing. So if you've never made a game, come along. We are obviously holding the engine tutorials and all that, so you should be fine. And yeah, that's starting next week actually, so get excited for that. And then to top off the jam itself, we have our showcase nights. So these are big showcase nights where you get to actually show off your games that you've been working on. So you can submit it. We have registrations forms to like let you guys submit whatever games you've been working on, whether it's the game jam games, whether it's like a personal project of yours, or whether it's like an update to like a pre-existing game you've actually made in the past. So yeah, if you'd like to show it off, do that. And that's it, as you get to show off your games. You get to also play with others, so pretty much like today, you get to play with everyone else and see how the games operate and just, you know, have a fun time with that. And yeah, celebrate. I've been trying to like do awards for everyone. So if you make a game and we like it, or if the public likes it, we give you a little award for it. It's pretty cute, it's pretty exciting. Hope you guys will enjoy that. It's just to like reward you guys for like all the hard work you put into making a game. It's pretty nice. So yeah, showcase nights and our game jam start nights are our biggest nights, so please come along to those. This is more like later in the semester, as I said, like week 8 or week 9. We also have some expo showcases, so like I said, an Armageddon or Indie Game Showcase or Overload, we have a stall where you can show off your games and let like people from the public actually play them. So it's pretty exciting because, you know, we get to have free entry, so if you guys want free entry to that, come along to that. And you get to like have a lot of people that aren't within our club to play it, and we get like, so it's pretty great. If you want to ever show off your games to the public, we have these events. There will be more announcements regarding them later in the semester, so keep an eye out for that in our Instagram and our Discord. And also, we have Kiwi Jam, which is like a really big game jam that happens during the middle of the year. So it's sort of like a game jam that's been happening for 10 years. It's now going to be its 11th year. So you get to make a game within 48 hours instead of like the 2 months that we are generously giving you. You get to form large to like small teams with like a bunch of like novices from the public to like, you know, full release devs. So there are people from the industry coming along and like showing off the games there. You get access to the makerspace. So if you guys are new to the uni, the makerspace is in the engineering building. It's a place where you can like make a bunch of stuff. They have a lot of tools there, so you can like feel free to make like some tactile games. We have like a glove and like it haptically responds to your movements. Or in general, just have a nice place to hang around and just make your games in. There's a lot of free food. We get a lot of like nice catering, so you will never go hungry. It's pretty great. And once you're done, the public is allowed to play. And then they also have awards, so it's pretty nice. And the awards every year are always very different categories. So it's always kept spicy. So yeah, we often try to help out with that, whether it's just like, you know, registering you guys or just like going around and like helping you guys out. So keep an eye out for this in July. It's pretty great. It's also like something we really highly endorse, so please come along to that. And yeah, there's some other game dev events happening. Wireframe is happening this weekend. It's a new like conference event where you get to like meet up with a bunch of industry people and just have a nice time talking to them, attending their seminars on like a few like interesting topics. Pretty cool. It's happening this Saturday. So it's going from the morning till like 5:30. And then I think afterwards they're gonna have like free food and shit. So it's great. We also have the Global Game Jam, which just happened in January. So it's like another opportunity to make another game like this in 48 hours, just like Kiwi Jam. There's also Indie Game Showcase, like I said earlier, and then there's NZGDC, which is New Zealand Game Development Conference. It is a big conference that happens down in Wellington where everyone comes down, whether they're like a student or like a total professional who's been working in the industry for like 10 years. They come down, they give out talks, They have like, social like meetups and like meshes. It's a super nice event. Some of our staff try to go every year, and I've been to it last year, and it was so wonderful. So yeah, we will also potentially hold postings for that later in semester 2, because I think that's when it's happening. And yeah, this is sort of the council lineup we have currently. As you know, I am the president and I'm also the marketing lead. We have a vice president and secretary, Noah. We have the treasurer, Josh, in the back. We have a jam officer, Ben, who will be also teaching you the engine tutorial. We have our social media managers, Sonu and Alex. Sonu couldn't make it, but Alex is there in the back. He's pretty cool. He's very nice. He's also making a website for us. Really cool. We have a bunch of mentors, which are basically people who teach you all the things there is about like game dev, right? So me and Daz, we are the artist mentors. Ben, Alex, and Noah, they are the coding mentors, and Sebastian and Justin are the music mentors, and we will all be responsible for teaching you like later in the semester. And we also just have a general execs, Clinton and Daz, they are our casual execs. So yeah, if you're keen to actually join our team, if I haven't bored you already, please join us. We're always looking for like more hands to help us out with like running the club, because there's always a lot that we try to pull off, as you might have like heard earlier. The biggest role is sort of like mentors. So we're always looking for a lot more mentors. So basically these are people that either get to chill in workshops and tell you some stuff about like whatever like queries you might have. So you can be like an art mentor, a music mentor, a writing mentor, a coding mentor, even a design mentor. Basically, this just means like people will like feel happy to approach you and ask you for some advice on like how to make a game or like whatever they're struggling with. Alternatively, you can also teach tutorials. So if you ever feel like you want to like teach about a topic you really like, we'd love for you guys to do that. So you can always like message me, but yeah, you can always like become an art writing mentor, writing, music, coding, and design mentor. We always invite that. We also want videographers. Now, Joshy over there in the back, he is the video taker for our club, but we also prefer to have like other people on hand, if it'd be nice. They are people who just either take photos and videos of like our events, or alternatively, they actually edit our recordings for YouTube, because we release it on YouTube, right? So yeah, if you want to be a cool media person, please join along. And also just general execs. So if you feel like you don't want to do too much work, but you just want to be there to like help out every now and then, this is like the most casual role that we have. So if you feel like you want to do that, that'd be super nice. We'll just call you up every now and then and be like, hey, do you want to help out with this or that? Do you want to help out with our stalls, or help out with like a night setup? Or do you want to help out with like just getting some catering, like all the nice ass pizza you guys are going to eat later? Like, that'd be nice. So yeah, these are the sort of 3 roles that we currently have, but of course later in the year we will have more. So yeah, you can come up to me and like ask me about that. Now, this is the end of the night, sort of. And I kind of rushed through a lot, but basically tomorrow, as many of you would have seen, we were sharing a stall with VR Club in Clubs Extra, right? So because we like them a lot, we are going to the launch night tomorrow, which is Tuesday. They're going to be doing a very similar vibe to us. They're going to be like telling you guys more about like what's happening with the club. They'll have VR headsets, so you get to like play more VR games and stuff. They have pizzas, and they have like a secret prize from like a raffle that they're doing. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So if you want to come along to that, I think they would love to have you guys aboard. So you can scan that for the Discord. We have made a post on our Discord as well, but also like on our Instagram pretty soon. So feel free to scan that to join the Discord. I'll leave it up for like 30 seconds if you want, or we can just move on. So yeah, it's tomorrow, 6 to 8 p.m., exact same location. It's gonna be pretty good. Okay. And then yeah, pizza time. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for coming. I know this is like a very like, straightforward night, but of course you guys got to play all these cool games. Feel free to stick around and play more of these games, or just go on the itch page. Feel free to like come up and ask me some questions, or like questions for any of our other staff as well. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Please pay for membership. The jam does require membership, but it is $5 a semester. I'm so glad that everyone could make it. Thank you so much. Anyways, thank you. Yeah.